back for another episode here on SMP. As you can see, I've been AFKing here at this shulker farm we made last episode, and even though I haven't been here for too long, we have way too many shulker shells. I'm never going to use all these, I don't think. So, let's bring some of them back into the overworld. I think just one shulker box will do for now. Got a crafting table here. Let's turn this off. And that is not the crafting recipe. There we go. One shulker box. We'll use that to transport all these shells, of course. Let's start moving them over. As you guys may remember if you watched the last episode, underneath the rural area over here we have a bit of a storage problem. We have this big island of barrels that, well, I just didn't want to touch until we got a bunch of shulker boxes, and well, we have plenty of shulker boxes, so I think for the first part of this episode we're going to move all this into our more official storage systems and just get them out of here so that we might start working on an actual storage system down here for all the farms. Let's get started. Alright, we have it all compacted, and that took way longer than expected. I was not expecting how many hours I put into this to be put into this, so we're a little bit short on time, but it's pretty much fine. We have everything compacted, but we have another problem, and that's I don't know where to put this stuff. I do have a couple of storage systems here and there, some for my own personal resources, and some for server kind of communal resources. We kind of share most of what we're not using. So most of this would go in there, except that it's kind of unofficial. Let me show you what I mean. Well, past my base here, we got these other bases on the server, and in the middle of all these, we have a little bit of a communal storage system here. And it's something, isn't it? It's not exactly pretty or decorated, and it is definitely pretty close to capacity here. We have some empty spaces, of course, but then we have other chests which are completely filled. So we need a lot more storage if we're going to be bringing our shulkers over here. And we need to organize it a little bit better, so, you know, building a whole new storage system is probably in the cards, whatever we do, but to decorate it and build a much bigger storage system, we probably don't have too much room to do that in, because I already have a build planned right over here, and there's already builds over here. And I don't want to interfere with either of these, so I don't really feel comfortable building some big base or whatever in this location. So maybe a different location might be worth thinking about. And I have been thinking about it. I think I have a good spot too. Under the rural area in the industrial district, we have a lot of farms, and we're already planning on making a centralized storage system for the industrial area for all the farms and their resources to all be in one spot. Now, those resources can be picked up by anybody. I don't really care. You can have them. It's not something I particularly care about. All those farms make so much that I'm not using most of it. So people come in and grab stuff all the time anyway. And we are already building a storage system over there. Why don't we build a slightly bigger storage system and combine it all in one spot over in the industrial area? I think this is a really good idea. Problem though, it doesn't exist yet. We gotta build it. So, without much further explanation, let's go ahead and get started. Well, we get everything in place down here, and it's looking pretty undecorated. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time to decorate all this and provide the bulk storage for all the farm items. That's going to come in a future episode, I think. Not exactly sure how I'm doing it just yet, but I feel like it should fit in this kind of general space right here. Maybe we'll see exactly how that ends up working. But we have this sort of storage, the general item storage, I think. It's not automatically sorted or anything like that. It's easy enough to do it by hand most of the time, so I just felt like having little indicator blocks on all these chests to say what's in them, you know, all works pretty well. But, there's nothing in these chests, actually. Nothing at all. It's all completely empty. We need to move the items over, and for that, I have a little bit of a secret that I've been keeping. Llamas. A lot of llamas. I bred these up ages ago, months ago. I don't know exactly how long ago. It was, I think, a few months at least. But llamas are pretty neat because they can store up to 15 slots of items, and they can all be like leashed into this kind of caravan, I think is what it's called, where the llamas kind of follow the leader one after another, and doesn't really seem to be happening too much, but you can get a good number of llamas to all kind of fall in line here and, you know, move a whole bunch of items in one trip. I think this is going to be very useful in moving items from our old storage system into our new one. I haven't tested it out though, so I have no idea how well this is going to work. Let's go ahead and try this out. we're all finished. Why didn't that cushion might fall? I'm like right in the middle of the scaffolding. I don't know. Anyway, we're done with the storage system. It is all filled with items and everything now, and it is looking really nice. I'm not gonna go through all these chests because that would take some time, but they all are sorted. I can, just open whatever I want. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, this one has a bit of an issue though. It is pretty much full of shulker boxes, and that's because we have a lot of these materials. So much of this stuff that I'm actually going to include it in the bulk storage system that we're eventually going to build, as well as room for cobblestone and regular stone. Now, I don't have time to build the bulk storage right now because I want to have it all automated with different items and like bulk shulker loaders and stuff and all that kind of like redstone fanciness, I don't have time for that. So for the rest of this episode, I think what we're going to do is sort out my ender chest. Now, as far as ender chests go, this is pretty decent. Now, I don't have any shulker boxes, or I didn't until recently, so this whole thing isn't sorted with shulker boxes in mind, but now that I have them, I feel like we can do a lot better than this. We can have a whole shulker box dedicated to golden carrots and ender pearls, maybe. Maybe a whole one just for tools. Maybe put a spare set of armor in there. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna look like, but let's go ahead and, do it. Guys, a cat spawned up here. I'm not gonna do anything with it because I already have 11 cats and I don't need more, but did it just... Okay, it's fine. Anyway, we finished our ender chest. We have 3 shulker boxes here. We have Nom, ender pearls, and toolbox, which I think are all aptly named. We of course have food in here, ender pearls in the ender pearls chest, shulker box. Toolbox has a bunch of tools in it, and we did actually get a full set of backup gear here, which is of course going to be very useful if I ever die and need something to get my stuff back, but it all fits nicely in here. It's all tucked away and sorted out very nicely. Unfortunately though, I'm out of time for today, so thank you guys all for watching, and God bless.